Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to our final session. It's not what you think. So, before we begin, just a quick reminder, if you haven't yet downloaded the 10-minute amazing meditation called Instant Peace in the Face of Disharmony, please do that now. Don't miss it. You can follow the link in the comments below to get your free copy. This is a wonderful meditation to use with your morning practice or really anytime you need it, because it connects you with the stability of Earth's living frequencies so that you can be in unwavering peace in the face of all of life's challenges and emotions, especially if you're feeling exhausted, sad, or anxious. So I just had to mention that real quick so that you don't miss it if you're just now joining us online and haven't yet received it. Okay, so this is our last day together. So far, we've looked at anxiety, exhaustion, and today we're going to explore the feeling of feeling depressed, feeling contractive, feeling heavy. You know, that kind of like meh feeling that maybe even seems to follow you around all day. Maybe you even wake up inside of it. So in this final session, I'll help you see all of that in a very different way. And I'm going to guide you through a process to return what isn't yours and reconnect with your internal peace and your sense of joy. So we've all been through traumas in our lives, right? Moments that really broke our hearts, that disappointed us, and maybe even left us with a feeling like, I don't want to be here. And as we lived our lives carrying around that heavy baggage from our past traumas, we entrained our brains and neural pathways to create a depressed chemistry and to see through that depressed lens. And these unhealed traumas, they've weighed us down and they've connected us with the same depressed energies from within the collective and the world around us. So healing this heaviness or feeling of being depressed is a spiritual process of uncovering these traumas within our little ones, helping our little ones feel through, breathe through, and release through the information that's trapped, setting all that information free, and then bringing in our divine selves to give our little ones everything that they actually needed to release those depressed feelings and enter into being loved. So that process is going to take us more time than we have to get into today, but I will be walking you through that exact process in my upcoming course, The Sacred Shift for Sensitive Souls, which you can click on the link below to learn more about. But for today, we're going to focus on breaking the habits of feeling depressed by consciously interrupting and reprogramming your neural pathways. So let's begin. So the first piece of information to understand in order to disconnect you from this so that you can reprogram your brain is, what if you, my beloved, infinite, talented, amazing being from the highest dimensions of consciousness, what if you have infinite awareness? Okay, so how many of you guys meet someone and literally cannot remember their name for the life of you? Yes, that's me too, okay? Why is that? Well, what if when you meet these people, you're getting a download of everything, all of their lifetimes, all their past unhealed traumas, all the information that's in their field about who they are, what they aren't. How in the world are you going to remember just this name that they have right now in this lifetime when you're getting all the rest of that information and all the rest of their names? Okay, so you, my beloved friend, have infinite awareness. So when you don't know that you're infinitely aware, what happens is all this information from the world around you comes up into your awareness, which is infinite, and you're getting it all. If you don't know you have infinite awareness, you believe that all that information is happening inside of you. All the thoughts that are happening around you, happening inside of you. All the contractions happening around you, happening inside of you. All the worry, fear, anxiety happen around you, happening inside of you. All the sadness, depression, and grief, all happening inside of you. Okay, so first, let's get you to accept that you have infinite awareness. So go ahead and say I and state your name. Now accept the truth. I already have infinite awareness. Good. So take a breath and just breathe that in. Good. And just feel that conscious recognition that you're always getting all the information just coming into the space, coming down through your feet. Good. Accepting that you already have infinite awareness. Good. Good. So what if you are more like a radio antenna that is always sending and receiving information from the world around you? What if you are psychic and aware beyond your wildest imagination? What if you are aware of every thought, every feeling, and every emotion that happens around you? I mean, if you think about someone or walk into a room, can you already feel whatever kind of mood they're in? So that's you picking up on the feelings. How often have you finished somebody's sentence? Or thought or said the same thing at the same time? Okay, that's you picking up on the thoughts. It's really important to understand you're a radio antenna sending and receiving this information all the time, and to not believe that all this information is yours. So years ago, a scientist by the name of Patrick Flanagan invented something called the neurophone. And it's a device that people use for subliminal audio. So that was the idea. And it's like a CD player. They would put the subliminal audio in, and then it's not connected to earphones like a regular Walkman, if you remember what those are, but it's actually connected to these pads that then emit the vibration of the CD through your skin. So what happens is you press play on the CD, you can't hear anything in the room, okay? But wildly, if you take those pads and you put them on your skin, you can actually hear the CD inside your head. Okay, so what does that mean? It means that we're actually hearing information not only through our ears, but also through our skin. We are energetically and psychically picking up on all the frequencies, all the thoughts, all the vibrations, and all the information. Okay, so how many thoughts on a daily basis do you have that play in your head that you believe are your thoughts? Yeah, it's kind of like, oh my God, all of them. Whoa, right? So what if what's happening is the world around you is being like that neurophone, right? Those CDs are playing from other people's thoughts that they're picking up on. They're broadcasting that information through the field. You're hearing it through your skin. And since you didn't know that all those thoughts weren't your thoughts, you just thought, I'm the one thinking it. Now, what happens is, based on whatever you believe is real, whatever you believe life is, whatever you believe you are, those energies will be translated into thoughts that make sense for your system. So one person might feel or think about a loss of a loved one, let's say in your presence, but you interpret that in a different contractive way, depending on however it is that you've programmed your brain and your idea about what life is and who you are. So you might think, oh God, another day. I don't know how I'm going to get through this, at the same time that somebody's thinking about the loss of a loved one, because they're similar energies. So that's why it's so important to recognize this, so that we can break that loop of believing that all this information that goes around you is yours. Because if you don't do this, you're just going to keep picking up on all this information, and it's going to keep connecting you to those depressed and contractive feelings. Does that make sense? Okay, so it can feel really overwhelming to actually know that you have infinite awareness, that you're actually hearing all the thoughts from the world around you in your head and calling them your thoughts, and you're feeling all the feelings from the world around you and thinking they're your feelings. It can seem like a lot, But here, let's do this first. So, would you allow yourself to accept the truth that you don't have to do anything with all this awareness? Because if you have the awareness and feel like you have to do something about everything, oh my gosh, it's an energetic to-do list that goes through infinity, right? So you've got to give yourself permission to not have to do anything about the thoughts and feelings that are playing in your system that you now know aren't yours, okay? So go ahead and say I and state your name. Give myself full permission to have the infinite awareness of the thoughts and feelings and to not do anything with it. I can do something with it, but I don't have to. Good. Now take a breath and just breathe that in. All right, you can have the awareness, yet don't have to do anything. Good. You can, but you don't have to. All right, so let's start talking about the tools that you can use to break that loop of believing that all this stuff is yours. Okay, never say, I feel, and fill in the blanks. Okay, never say, I feel tired, I feel sad. Instead, replace your languaging with, I'm aware of tired. Okay, what this does is when you say I feel and you are the I am, and whatever you I into existence becomes your world and your reality because your consciousness is everything, you don't want to agree I feel tired because that's taking those tired energies from the world around you and then owning them. And now it's inside of you. I feel tired. You've decided that that's what's going on. So instead of that, you can say, I'm aware of tired. Now, what this does is it gives your consciousness space to have something like tired in your field that you're aware of from the world around you. Doesn't mean it's yours. Okay, so that's the first part of the equation. No longer fill in the blanks with I feel this way. I feel tired, I feel sad, I feel upset, I feel depressed, I don't feel good, I don't feel well, I don't feel safe, I don't feel, right? So you just want to stop all that and go, oh, I'm aware of this, because that's the first step in not taking ownership and then creating your life from that consciousness. So then you want to look at what would you like to replace instead of it. And we want to use the statement I am instead of I feel, right? So if you could choose anything from Source's infinite menu to be and receive and experience, what would that be? I am loved. And so it is. I am safe. And so it is, because it's all up to you. I am joy. And so it is. I am blessed. And so it is. And as you acknowledge the I am statements, you want to connect with those energies, breathe them into your form, and release yourself from that feeling that your subconscious mind was just about to connect you to that actually doesn't belong to you because, hey, you didn't choose it, did you? Did you choose from Source's infinite menu to feel contractive and sad? No, you weren't like, hey, what would I like to choose today? I would like to feel depressed. I would like to feel sad. I would like to feel anxious. I would really love to feel unstable and like a victim and the world is happening to me and I don't know what I'm going to do and it's so overwhelming. You didn't do any of that, did you? No, you didn't. Okay. So what if all of that stuff, whether or not you're feeling it inside of you or believing it's yours, what if none of it actually belongs to you? What if all of it was your awareness of the world around you? So as you begin using these tools, you begin peeling back the layers of consciousness that have you believing that all this stuff from the world around you is yours and functioning from it. It breaks that mechanism. So for every thought, every feeling, every emotion, what you want to do for an entire 72 hours if you can do this. Just ask any thought, feeling, or emotion, does this belong to me? And what happens is it goes, oh my God, I don't. And it flies out of your system. And then you go, I return it to sender with love. And what happens is this will actually, over a 3-day period, it will give you space from all these thoughts, feelings, and emotions. You'll be able to choose, I am joy, I am love, I am freedom, I am possibility. You can breathe that in, and now you're free from the collective consciousness. You're free from the thoughts and feelings that are happening around you, and you're able to choose and co-create your life based on your terms, right? Based on what you choose from Source's infinite menu. So for me, when I started using this tool, I did use it for 72 hours. And what I ded is I created Post-it notes and I put it everywhere in my world. I put it on the mirror. I put it in my car. I put it everywhere, everywhere I could find a space. I would have put it on my forehead, but then I couldn't read it, right? Okay, so does this belong to me? And as I ask that question, you also come from the consciousness and the realization, it's not me, right? And why is it not you? Well, you're not actually from here. And if you asked yourself, does any of this information that I'm suffering from or depressed from even exist in where I come from and who I truly am? You're going to get a no. Because where you come from, none of this information actually exists. So you can confidently ask the information, does this belong to me? Because you know it doesn't. And then you return it to sender with love. So that way, whoever sent it to you actually has the love to be able to find their way out of it as well. And for me, what happened was, I remember after 3 days, I walked into a photography store because I was a photographer at the time. And I walked up to the counter and I was picking up some photos from a wedding. And all of a sudden, I heard the thought inside the guy who was serving me's head. And I was like, oh my God, what is going on here? And it was a thought about his partner or wife and what was going on with their family. And I could feel what it was. I could actually understand what it was, and I was aware that I was psychically picking up on it. So instead of believing that that was my thought and my feeling, I actually, spatially, in consciousness, heard it in his head. And then I said, how are you? And he said, truthfully, I'm not doing that good. I've got this going on. I've got my wife. I've got this. And it was confirmation of the thought and feeling that I had heard before I asked, how are you? And it was like, oh my gosh. Now, here's the thing as well. This awareness assists me in everything I do, like everything. It's such a big deal because as a coach, as a facilitator, I'm aware of you, right? And I'm aware of all the stuff that's going on in your world so that I can energetically answer the questions that you're asking right now, right? So that allows me to be able to read the field and know what's here, know it's not mine, and then be able to address that field to help unlock it and set it free. Now, another example is when I first started doing consciousness classes. I felt covered in mess and trauma and judgment and ego. And I would just think, my goodness, I'm about to do a class. I literally feel like a mess. There's no way I can lead people home to who they truly are feeling like this. And when I would start class, I would basically take all that information and I'd put it to the side and I'd be like, all right, source, universe, I give you my heart, my brain, and my energy and my system. I'm not here for myself, which I thought all this information was me. I'm actually here to serve, right? And so I used that for a while, right, to like kind of get all that information out of the way. But the craziest thing happened. As I facilitated people, that information, piece by piece, started dissolving into the space. And I recognized, oh my goodness, this wasn't my information. This was my energetic to-do list from the people that were coming to my class. And then as I ran class, it disappeared piece by piece. So, my beautiful beloved friends, I know that all of you, if you're feeling contractive, depressed, and heavy, it's not an easy emotion to have inside of you. It's not an easy emotion or feeling or thought to be connected to. And so I have infinite compassion for what you're going through and how hard that's been. And no, we've got more work to do deeper in the field that we're going to be doing in the Sacred Shift for Sensitive Souls, where we actually go to the root of where that started and bring that beautiful healing, that love into the space and release that and reprogram all the information that was put on top of that. So I do understand that there's more work to do, but please use this tool because it's one of the tools that will unhook you so that you're not just believing that all the contraction, heaviness, depression, thoughts, and feelings from the world around you are yours, because you're going to be stuck there forever, right? So do the Post-it notes, use the tool. It will completely change your life. And join us for the Sacred Shift, right? All right, everyone. So let's go ahead and do a process on this, okay? So feel your feet and imagine that they're like roots of a tree of light, and they're moving down into the center of the earth. Good. And let's take a breath, breathing that beautiful earth energy up through the space, up through your form. Good. And exhaling out all the heaviness, all the depressed energy. Good. Inviting the earth's energy to soothe and nurture and help you release all this information that is trapped, opening up the flow of receiving from this beautiful love of Mother Earth. Now go ahead and bring your awareness up, 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 and take a breath, breathing in all that beautiful source, all that beautiful divinity down through the space and through your crown, through your heart. There you go, through your feet. And with the exhale, inviting your system to let it all go. Let it all go. Let it all go. Good. Now we're going to open your heart to this beautiful love and possibility of being free from all this. Ooh. Good. Opening your heart to open up that beautiful receiving. Taking a breath of that love into your heart through the space. Opening up, and letting go, letting go, letting go. Good. And go ahead and say, I now invoke Source and the angels and my guardian angels to be closer to me now more than ever. Inviting your beautiful entourage into the space and into your heart. Good. And now let's go ahead and bring up all that energy of the thoughts and the feelings that you've been connected or attached to and believed were yours. So go ahead and say, I now invoke all of the information that has a feeling tone of heaviness, contraction, or feeling depressed. And all the thoughts and beliefs that are connected or attached to this, that I have believed was mine, that was actually from the world around me and from this dimension. Ooh, it's heavy, isn't it? All right. And we also invite everything that's connected or attached to this. Everything known or unknown, seen or unseen. Good. Felt or unfelt, heard or unheard, spoken or unspoken. Through all time and space, dimensions, and realities. Ooh, getting heavy in here. I now release all of this information that is not mine into the space. I release it all to Source, letting it all go, letting it all go. Letting it all go. Good, and we can bring your awareness into that beautiful divine self, taking a breath, breathing your divinity into the space. And we can ask the wisdom of your soul, does any of this information that I'm suffering from, does it exist where I come from? No. Oh, good. Was all this information here before I got here? Yes, good. So take a breath, breathing that consciousness in. And go ahead and say, I now accept the truth. None of this information that is making me feel contractive, heavy, or depressed exists where I come from. The truth is, all this information was here before I arrived. So I let it all go. I let it all go. I let it all go. And I release it all into the space. I now accept the truth. None of this is mine. And I return it to sender with Source's love, light, and possibility. Good. Now internally, let's look at what do you choose energetically from Source's infinite menu for you. Yeah, go ahead and state those into your heart and into the field. Good. I choose joy and feel that joy. Taking a breath, breathing that joy back into the space, back into your heart, back into your mind, back into your field. What else do you choose? Oh, I choose peace. Good. Feeling that peace, taking a breath and breathing that peace into your mind and heart and body. What else do you choose from Source's infinite menu? Love. Yes. Go ahead and say, I choose love. And take a breath, feeling that love, breathing that love into the space. Receiving that love. Good. What else do you choose? Lightness. Go ahead and say, I choose lightness. Good. Taking a breath, breathing that beautiful lightness. The lightness of Source, I am, into the space, into your heart. Inviting your beautiful field to receive it all. Now let's give your body and brain permission to receive all that. Go ahead and say, body and brain, I give you permission to receive all the energies that I choose. I am these energies. I am. Taking a breath, breathing it into your space, through your brain, shifting all those neural pathways all the way up into your divinity. Good. Beginning to return all those sensitivities that you have about the thoughts and feelings from the world around you, pointing them back into your divine self, back into the angelic realm in which you come from. Taking a breath and breathing that into the space, into your heart. Good. Inviting your brain and body to accept that different level of alignment where you're choosing to place your consciousness now. Good. I am that. I am. I am all of those energies, all the love, all the joy, all the freedom, all the peace. And this is what I choose from Source's infinite menu. And this is what I am. Well done, everyone. How are you feeling? Lighter? Freer? More of a sense of peace? maybe even a little joy. All right, wonderful. Well, feeling heavy and depressed, my friends, you can see it's not what you think. It's not a flaw of yours. And so often, it's not even your energy. So when you stop identifying with it and instead give it back to source, then you free yourself to feel the joy and peace that are already yours to receive. And here's the truth. What we touched on today is just the beginning. To really heal those old traumas, return your inner child to love, and rewire your system so that you can live as your divine self every single day, it takes going deeper. And that's why I created the Sacred Shift for sensitive souls just like you. So over 3 weeks, live and online, I'll guide you through powerful teachings, activations, and inner child healing that liberate your energy from the weight of this dimension. So instead of exhaustion, anxiety, or heaviness, you'll begin to experience your sensitivities as your greatest divine superpowers. Intuition, creativity, joy, freedom, and effortless receiving from Source. The doors are open right now, and it's only $297 for the full 3 weeks. And we have a payment plan available to make it really easy to say yes to you. So if your heart is calling you, just click the link below and you can join me today. Thank you, my loves, for being with me for this 3-part journey. And I am so excited to take you deep into your divinity, deep into those beautiful sensitivities that are superpowers from your very being. And as all of your consciousness gets to be placed into the truth of who you are, the angelic realm in which you come from, we get to unlock those sensitivities to be the superpowers of your intuition, your creativity, your power, your joy, harnessing the magic of your very own life for you, for the dimension in which you come from. And I so look forward to seeing all of you there. All right, everyone. See you soon. Love you. Bye.